waiting on the results from a diagnosis. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna Brianne. I don't give advice, suggestions, information, recommendations. I just share with you my perspective on different topics, as is with this one. You know, when a person is going through a health crisis, whether it's a family member's health crisis, a personal health crisis, a friend's health crisis, often there's a waiting period when tests are being done and you're waiting on the outcome and the results. And it's a lot of uncertainty. You don't know what you're dealing with yet. Sometimes when you get the diagnosis, at least you know what you're dealing with and you can come up with a correct plan. But during that waiting period is often a scary time, and it's a confusing time, and it's a what if time. What if this, what if that? And so what I personally have done in my life, whenever someone or a situation was waiting for a diagnosis, I got busy praying and fasting and believing that that person's going to be totally well. And I believe that there's nothing that God cannot cure, whether it's cancer, whether it's heart conditions, whether it's anything. I believe in always getting the best medical professionals involved and making wise medical decisions and having an advocate, having somebody who will speak up for us if we're vulnerable, or that we are going to speak up for them if they're vulnerable. An advocate is so very, very important. We get a different level of care, we get a different level of treatment, and an advocate who is really knowledgeable is so good because they often have done their research, they know what they're talking about, they know what they're listening to. So having an advocate can never be understated. Or overstated. It's very, very important to have a great advocate in place. Even if it's your Uncle George or Aunt Martha who just sits there and does nothing, but they're in that room, you will likely get a different level of treatment and a different level of interaction with professionals. And I believe that in that waiting period, you get busy with other things. You get busy focusing on making things organized and easy and simplistic so that you can get through anything you might need to get through in a much easier way. When things are all complicated and you've got a lot of things going on and you're dealing with a lot of other things as well, that can make a big problem more difficult. And always stay hopeful that you're going to get the best results, and yet be prepared for if the results are not exactly the way you want or hope. And so you do both. You be prepared, you be organized, you simplify your life to the best possible. You surround yourself with key people, professionals, as well as comfort people, as well as advocates, people who will be there for you to advocate for your best needs. And I often say you can't be your own best advocate when you're not well. And I believe that the time that I got the nosebleed and I had, red stuff all over me and I was covered, I looked terrible. I was hauled away with 911, and I did a whole video on that, by the way. And I got stuck in the hallway in the hospital, and they wouldn't let my husband in. It was terrible because of all the restrictions. But once I got into the room, my husband got there, and it was a totally different level of treatment. Even though I'm a fantastic advocate, I at that moment was vulnerable and I could not be my own best advocate. So have an advocate in place. And in that waiting period, always remember that God, in my opinion, is always the one in charge. And no disease, no sickness, there's nothing that God cannot cure. I believe in miracles. I believe in healing. And I also believe in the importance of right professionals, right doctors, right professionals in our lives, because I believe that God often uses those to create the miracles that we need. Okay? From my house to yours, may God bless you. I hope you like, share, subscribe, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.